Hi Gemini, thank you so much for joining me again this week. My name is Emily Geer. I am a transformative energy healer and a multi-dimensional channel. I also just threw the tarot cards everywhere. I am here with your weekly message again this week. And this is a general message, so if you find that you don't resonate, then do check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, whatever those might be, just to get a more complete picture of the energies that are moving around this week. This will be for whatever issue comes up or comes out, but there will also be an extended reading for romantic relationships specifically, and there will be an energy healing in that video on Vimeo, okay? So you can follow the link in the description box below over to Vimeo to catch that one as well. Finally, if you do decide that you would like to schedule a private session with me, or an energy healing session, or akashic records consultation, or any combination of the above, you can do that by going to my website, IamEmilyGeer.com. That information is also in the description box, okay? All right, thanks guys. So let's see. I just want to ask Source to share information about what energies are coming in for Gemini this week. Okay. So you've got the Seven of Swords with the Page of Swords and the Three of Wands, okay? I'm feeling like if there has been anything hidden in the recent past, it could come very abruptly to the surface at this point. This could be secretive stuff, or this could be like your hidden feelings and emotions that you sort of held back from sharing with others because you were afraid. You might have been afraid at how it would come out or how it would be received. But I feel like there's a little bit of, I think, difficulty with sharing or receiving this information. So it might be difficult information to process, either for the sender or the receiver, if that makes sense. With the Three of Wands coming up, I really do get the impression that sharing this actually is for your highest and best good, and like part of whatever changes you're going through right now is going to be about airing out whatever this hidden secret sort of undercover information is, and that's going to set you up to move forward in a way that is in your highest and best good, even if it seems stormy for a bit, okay? Even if things feel like they're unsettled for a short time, this is in your highest and best good. This is going to set things in for your proverbial ships to come in, okay? With this Three of Wands card showing up here. So this is something that definitely needs to come out. I think you will feel better when it does. For a lot of you, I feel like this is about sharing the way that you feel about something. And that could be anything. That could be from, really sharing positive feelings with someone, feelings of, love or devotion or trust or whatever. This could also be sharing feelings of like disappointment with this person. And I think that, as Gemini, while you are the communicative sign, it doesn't always come out, or other people don't always know how to take you, okay? And so that's definitely something to keep in mind. But do know that the only thing that can happen is what needs to happen. So if this person is triggered by what you have to say, then it's because they needed to be. It's because they needed to be pushed into a different energetic space, whether that be one of joy or frustration or sorrow or whatever, okay? You are playing that role in their life. Let me get a little more information about what this Seven of Swords is about. What is this that is buried? What is the Seven of Swords, please? What is the Seven of Swords for Gemini this week, please? What is the Seven of Swords for Gemini this week, please? Seven of Swords has been coming out a lot also. I just want to make that clear. It's not just you guys. What is the Seven of Swords, please? What is the Seven of Swords, please? Okay, so clarifying the Seven of Swords, we get the Magician and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is coming out everywhere as well. I feel like, so I feel like this is going to be some kind of truth that has been kept hidden, that you're afraid is going to create some kind of chaos or some kind of turmoil in the midst of a situation or relationship or workplace or something like that. And yet it is focused on something that empowers you, that maybe you have held back for fear of upsetting other people, or for fear of making them feel disempowered in some way, or for fear of being perceived as trying to take power away from other individuals. But it's not really about that. It's really about empowering yourself toward your own goals, toward your own highest potential. Okay, so this could absolutely be workplace or creative. This could absolutely be a romantic or family relationship where maybe you've been held back in some way, or the relationship itself feels inhibiting or hindering your soul growth. For some of you, this is going to be about something new that you want to begin, that maybe you haven't shared with others yet because you're sort of not sure how it will be received again. So you might have some people around you who are maybe less than supportive, or they're very supportive and yet they're very opinionated because they do give so much support in your life, okay? So just know that, I feel like the point here is that whatever is stirred up by this needed to come to the surface, because it's showing up as the Seven of Swords, which is often, not always, often something taking place either under the surface, in the dark, behind the back, in the occult, okay? You're bringing this to the surface is an empowering thing for you. All right, so what else is coming out for Gemini this week, please? What else? What other messages for Gemini this week? What else for Gemini this week, please? I am hearing the second the King of Cups popped out, and I heard that you need to tend to your own needs first. It also came out with the Eight of Pentacles, which means to me that in shoring up your emotional health, there's a little bit of work to be done, and it could be that you have so many of the readings are about this week. About where we've given our power away to others. And I basically just said that with this Magician card coming out, that, you know, you're afraid that in empowering yourself, others will perceive it as disempowering them. And that's not it. That's not really what happens here, whether they perceive that or not, okay? What you've got to start working on is your own emotional breadth and depth. And it's not to say that you're not emotionally deep, but it's like they're showing me like you're keeping some of this sort of water energy, this emotional level energy, closer to the surface because it's easier for you to deal with it out there rather than letting it come all the way in. And the feeling that I'm getting is that there is a disservice done to you personally, and there's a don't like this word, again, a shallowness to life. And I don't mean that you're shallow, but there's a shallowness to life when you are not allowing yourself to really emotionally evaluate what's going on around you and your life around you based on what your needs are, okay? And that's why you're being the magician of your own life. You're taking control of your own life. You are creating it to be what you want it to be. And so I think the call is right now to then look at how you can more meaningfully involve your own emotional capacity in your own life, because you've been denying that for a very long time. So in what way are your relationships fulfilling or not fulfilling on an emotional level? In what way is your job fulfilling or not fulfilling on an emotional level? In what way are family relationships manipulative or unfulfilling or very fulfilling? So you might find that this can go in a lot of different directions, but because the amount of work that's involved here, attention that is, it's like you need to pay, they're saying that you really need to pay closer attention to the emotional impact of all of the things, all of the situations, relationships, etc. in your life that is not received enough attention to detail with this 8 of coins, and that there is a level of unfulfillment, which is probably, that was my original feeling with what might come out with the 7 of Swords, where you're feeling unfulfilled, okay? And that could be within a relationship. That could be like, I need a creative project. I feel unfulfilled in this way. Therefore, I'm starting this business or something. Like, there's a whole range of ways this can be. But the key is looking at your emotional fulfillment really seriously, because it can get glossed over by Gemini at times. Of course, it depends on where your moon is in your chart and all kinds of other things. This is about honoring one's own emotions, okay? Because that's so important, and that is setting you forth on a path to the 5th dimensional sort of heart-based existence. Because without being in touch with that unconditional love energy, with that emotional energy, it's very hard to live a 5th dimensional existence, okay? So that plays a really integral role in being 5th dimensional. Let's see. I'm going to pull a dragon card for you guys. Can I get a dragon card, please, for advice to cap off this reading for Gemini, please? Cap off this reading for Gemini, please. This oracle card. Okay, 2 came out here. Omega Dragon, harness the divine feminine power of creation, intentions, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. And what is the divine feminine? The divine feminine is that unconditional love. It holds the principle of water. The emotion is a feminine principle. While we all obviously have emotions, it's a feminine principle. So embrace the divine feminine. The other one that came out is Source Dragon. Attuned you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. And I feel like this is very similar to the Magician that came out. This is about being in the now and being able to, in the stillness, in the infinite, with all things available to you, create from your source blueprint, from your divine nature. Okay, and so in doing that, you're creating in your highest and best interest, your highest and best good, without the clouding and the cluttering of everything else. You're creating from that fifth dimensional blueprint. You're creating from that heart space and unconditional love. So keep that in mind this week. This was a very simple message this week. I didn't pull a lot of cards here, but I do think that, especially while we are moving through the sign of Cancer, that it is very important that we dive into those emotions and explore our authentic feelings about things. And I feel that with this page coming up here, there's going to be a need to share them, to make it public in some way, whatever way is appropriate. So keep that in mind as well, okay? So I'm going to dig directly into romantic relationships in the extended reading. The link to that is in the description box below. Join us there. And additionally, if you do find that you would like to set up a private reading, energy healing, or Akashic Records work with me, you can do that by going to my website, which is also in the description box below. Okay? I appreciate you all and see you on Vimeo. Bye.